troubling developments have emerged regarding Caitlin Clark's potential comeback with the Indiana Fever. Recent social media activity has raised significant questions about the transparency surrounding her injury status and recovery timeline. A reply thread under a Tyrese Halliburton post has sparked considerable worry among basketball observers. The concerning exchange began when someone responded to news about Halliburton's recovery from an Achilles injury, but quickly shifted focus to Clark's situation. The response highlighted a troubling pattern. Journalists allegedly cannot obtain clear information from the Fever's front office regarding Clark's actual condition or whether she's genuinely participating in team activities. According to the social media discussion, WNBA reporters appear reluctant to ask probing questions due to fears of losing team access privileges. This day next week. There is literally, we have 4 games left in the season and 1 of tonight. I think next Tuesday's their last game. The season ends in a week. The season ends 1 week from now. And we are literally sitting there like, oh, Caitlin's, there's actually no timetable for her to come back. What do you mean there's only a week left? If there's no time, this has created an information vacuum where nobody seems willing to seek real answers about Clark's status. The league's smaller scale and close-knit nature may be contributing to this lack of investigative pressure. The response mentioned that Clark has been traveling with the team during their Western road trip and continues receiving treatment, but crucially noted that no specific return date has been established. This vague update becomes particularly problematic when considering the timing. Their regular season concludes within days, leaving only 4 remaining games. The mathematical reality is stark, with roughly 7 days left in the season and Tuesday marking their final regular season contest. Any continued absence essentially means Clark won't return at all. The absence of any concrete timeline at this late stage suggests her comeback prospects are extremely dim. This situation becomes more perplexing when examining how other WNBA teams handle similar circumstances. Other organizations provide regular updates about injured players, detailing specific aspects of their recovery process. The contrast highlights the unusual secrecy surrounding Clark's case. The information drought has created substantial concern among paying customers. Supporters continue purchasing expensive tickets and merchandise, hoping to witness Clark's return. Many travel significant distances and spend considerable money specifically to see her play. This financial commitment makes the lack of transparency particularly unfair to dedicated fans. The organization's communication strategy appears disconnected from fan expectations and basic courtesy toward paying customers. Supporters deserve fundamental information about whether their investment in tickets might result in seeing their preferred player compete. Complete medical privacy isn't necessary. A simple acknowledgement of whether return remains possible would suffice. Previous reporting accuracy adds credibility to current concerns. Scott Agnes, despite generating mixed reactions among fans, correctly predicted earlier setbacks when other sources denied any complications existed. And that's the scariest part, is that nobody knows whether or not Caitlin Clark is practicing with the team. If Caitlin Clark is practicing with the team, and she's going through even 75-80% speed things, there is a possibility that she's going to be back. But they play everybody's, if she's not back by Friday, I don't think she's going to be back. I think everyone just assumed she's going to be back for the Chicago Sky game because it's their first home game. But if she's not back Friday, what happens? Are they going to bring her back for a Lynx game? And that's his track record of accurate reporting regarding Clark's ankle injury lends weight to current claims about continued uncertainty. The timing makes any potential comeback scenario increasingly unlikely. Should Clark fail to return by Friday's game, her chances of playing again this season become virtually non-existent. Bringing her back for a single contest against Minnesota would seem pointless and potentially risky. This secrecy represents a broader organizational problem that extends beyond medical privacy concerns. The Fever's approach suggests prioritizing marketing considerations over basketball transparency and fan respect. Gonna bring her back for a Lynx game and that's it? Is that it? Is that all they're gonna bring her back for? And if I'm going to be honest, I think fans absolutely have the right to know when they're spending money. Everyone being fans don't have the right to know our medical record. We don't have the rights to know all of every single bit of Caitlin Clark's medical records. I agree with that point. But I think that there should be some updates. She's progressing. This strategy appears misguided given Clark's known dedication to her supporters and community engagement. The current approach seems inconsistent with Clark's character and values. Als Andreas Bernaveverdi, someone who regularly signs autographs and demonstrates genuine care for fans, would likely oppose strategies that mislead or disappoint supporters. The organizational decision to maintain secrecy probably conflicts with Clark's personal preferences regarding fan communication. The WNBA's tolerance of this behavior raises questions about league standards and professionalism. Other major sports leagues typically require more transparent injury reporting, protecting both competitive integrity and consumer interests. There should be some updates. She's progressing. We should be able to know, has she been practicing? What's the story is because there are people that are buying tickets, there are people spending money, there are people spending hundreds of dollars. The Indiana Fever Vault is now, merch. Every game's a home game. There are people that are showing up to this team. People are showing up to the game for the hope that she's there. People are showing up to see her. And it's completely unfair on the paying customers if they don't know. If they don't know, it's unfair to all the fans. Look, I'm not even considering myself that. I'm on the other side of the world. I'm not someone that's go on the feet. The current situation suggests the WNBA hasn't established adequate standards for franchise communication responsibilities. The organization's handling of this situation damages their credibility and relationship with supporters. Fans invest emotional energy and financial resources based on reasonable expectations about player availability. Deliberately withholding basic information violates that trust and creates unnecessary disappointment. The broader implications extend beyond individual frustration. This approach undermines confidence in organizational honesty and decision-making capabilities. I'm not someone that's go on to Fever games. I'll go watch them play against the Tampa next year, 1,000,000%, and I'll set this as a goal. If we've hit 75,000, maybe 75 is not going to happen. If we've hit 70,000 subscribers by the start of next season, I will go sit courtside. I will go courtside to the Tampa game. So it costs me so much money, because it's in Canada, but I will go courtside to the Tampa game. I promise you guys that, whenever it is. And I was about to say, I'll go see her in the World Cup, but the World Cup, when teams prioritize secrecy over transparency, they risk alienating the very supporters essential for long-term success. Current circumstances suggest two possible explanations. Either Clark definitely won't return this season, or the organization continues maintaining unnecessary secrecy for unclear reasons. Neither scenario reflects well on the franchise's judgment. His previous accuracy about injury developments, despite personal controversies, establishes credibility for current claims about timeline uncertainty. Whether supporters appreciate his commentary style or not, his proximity to team information makes his reports worth considering seriously. The fundamental issue transcends individual personalities or reporting preferences. The problem lies in systemic communication failures that leave supporters uncertain about their entertainment investment and emotional commitment. Professional sports organizations owe paying customers basic honesty about player availability, especially regarding marquee attractions like Clark. This controversy highlights the tension between medical privacy rights and consumer transparency obligations. But paying like this, just because it's the Indiana Fever, Kelsey Mitchell and Star don't belong in the same sentence. She's third in the league in scoring on the sixth best team in the league. So yes, Kelsey Mitchell is a star player. She's third in the league in scoring on the sixth ranked team in the league. I'm sorry, if that's not a star, I have no idea what a star is. I mean that. If that is not a star player, then I think the word star has lost all meaning. While complete medical disclosure isn't required, basic availability information serves legitimate public interest without violating privacy boundaries. The resolution of this situation will likely influence future organizational credibility and fan loyalty. How the Fever handles remaining games and postseason communication will demonstrate whether they've learned from this communication breakdown or plan to continue prioritizing secrecy over supporter respect. When Sydney Colson made her move to the Indiana Fever, the response from basketball enthusiasts was predictable yet disappointing. The same supporters who once praised her as the league's premier personality suddenly shifted their stance completely. This pattern has become routine. Adoration transforms into criticism the moment any player associates with Indiana. Colson recently posted on social media expressing frustration about officiating decisions and the physical treatment Kelsey Mitchell receives during games. Her comments included observations about referees appearing to favor opposing teams and concerns about aggressive play against Mitchell. The reaction was swift and harsh, with some fans labeling her with political terms simply for questioning referee performance. The response highlights a troubling trend where legitimate basketball criticism gets twisted into political accusations. Coulson's observations about game officiating, it's a common topic among players and fans, suddenly became controversial solely because of her team affiliation. Critics who previously celebrated her outspoken nature now condemn the exact same behavior. Showed up and want to step out. I mentions I'm the same as I've always been, so are you all. You know, if he's clear to yourself too dumb to read text and know what sarcasm is. I joke a lot. Part of it seems you're joking, but use the word assault is the same. Sid Coulson used the word assault all the time. She's used the word assault a bunch of times. Like, this is the funniest thing, is that these people claim to be, fans, but it was only a lot of time calling Sid Coulson basically because they thought she'd be funny, and now she has the exact same thing when it's the Indiana Fever and it's no longer funny. Like, definitely not the same, at least not on 9. I don't know you. Kelsey Mitchell's status as an elite player also became a point of contention. Currently ranking 3rd league-wide in scoring while playing for the 6th-ranked team, demonstrates clear star-level performance. Yet detractors argue against this classification, seemingly unable to recognize excellence when it appears in an Indiana uniform. The numbers support Mitchell's elite status, making arguments against her star power appear baseless. The transformation of public opinion extends beyond Coulson. I don't know you, bros, we just scroll down. Like, dude, Sid Coulson has Twitter fingers. Like, that was the biggest reason why fans were worried about Sid Coulson joining the Fever. They were worried about Sid Coulson joining the Fever was because she's terminally online. Like, that is the biggest reason. It's the reason why people were worried about Bree Turner as well. And Bree Turner they both seem to be great teammates. And people were worried, and I actually think there is valid concern to being worried about, a player that is terminally online on this specific team. I don't think in general other Indiana players face similar treatment, with former supporters becoming vocal critics after trades or signings. This phenomenon reveals how team loyalty often trumps individual player appreciation in professional sports discourse. Social media amplifies these dynamics, with players facing constant scrutiny from online communities. The terminally online nature of modern basketball discourse creates additional pressure for athletes to engage with digital platforms. Some worry this constant connectivity might affect team chemistry, though early indicators suggest Indiana's roster remains cohesive despite external noise. Valid concern to being worried about, a player to terminally online on this specific team. I don't think in general it makes that much of a difference. I think for this specific team, you kind of want players that are going to be, not terminally online. I think that might be the best way to put it, be able to log off. And heck, even this season, after being around Coulson a lot, we're seeing Caitlin tweet more. We need an update tweet on Jeremy Lin retiring Caitlin. Your 14-year-old Caitlin's favorite player was Jeremy Lin. But yeah, it's a historical examples show this pattern isn't unique to current players. Previous Indiana departures faced mixed reactions depending on circumstances, while players joining other organizations typically maintain positive relationships with various fan bases. The exception occurs when departures involve controversial circumstances that would anger any team supporters regardless of destination. The political labeling of sports figures represents a concerning development in fan discourse. Coulson's referee complaints, standard sports commentary, somehow triggered accusations about political affiliations. This reaction seems particularly misguided given her established track record of similar commentary throughout her career. Basketball analysis gets overshadowed when discussions focus on team affiliations rather than actual performance. Paige Becker's impressive individual games received less attention than speculation about popularity factors, while genuine basketball achievements go unnoticed by casual observers who prioritize social media narratives over on-court excellence. Current roster dynamics suggest strong internal relationships despite external criticism. Championship-level teams often develop tight bonds when facing adversity together, and Indiana appears to exemplify this principle. The shared experience of handling unfair treatment can strengthen team unity rather than divide it. Game-winning moments and clutch performances typically emerge from groups with strong chemistry and mutual trust. Indiana's recent success in high-pressure situations indicates positive locker room culture despite public perception challenges. Players supporting each other through difficult circumstances often translates into better on-court coordination. Even typically non-controversial players face criticism when associated with Indiana.